and gentlemen, welcome to the UK. The first time the Carvana Cup Series is going to go international. Welcome to the Silverstone circuit, just a few miles southwest of Southampton. It is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day of racing around this extremely historic racetrack. The Silverstone circuit used to be a former Royal Air Force base during World War II and then was converted to a racetrack after World War II. This is one of the most historic races in F1, and now NASCAR in the Carvana Cup Series will go out and we will have our turn at this beautiful racetrack. This is going to be a great weekend, the second crown jewel of the season. Joining me in the booth for qualifying though this afternoon, it's going to be IBCS. Welcome to the booth, IBCS. And I mean, how do you feel coming to this racetrack, man? It is such an insane field. But how do you feel, IBCS?
Beautiful racetrack. Has had a lot of action in the F1 races that it has. Gonna be a very interesting race weekend because CCS is going to introduce an all new start method, similar to what they do in F1. When the lights go out, they will be going green. So it's different from what we've had compared to other road courses. So yeah, I'm very excited for this weekend, and let's see how CCS does internationally.
Yeah, I mean, this is a brilliant racetrack. So historic, but about ready for Group 1 of qualifying. If you don't remember, ladies and gentlemen, how our groups work, we have two groups. Each of them are 30-minute sessions, and we have a 5-minute session in between all of them. If you run a lap in Group 1, you cannot run a lap in Group 2. So, yeah, it's pretty simple. 30 minutes for drivers to put down their best time lap. We'll see how they can do here, but it's going to be a fun day here of racing as we'll get the timer started up on the screen and go.
Of course, we'll be rolling off. Well, I believe getting ready to roll off this time by, I believe it's going to be Sam to lead the field on the track.
Yeah, weather here today in Silverstone, 66 degrees Fahrenheit, 2-mile-an-hour winds, and 33% humidity, something we usually see in the UK quite often. Track info for you. Already went over a little bit of the history behind it, but didn't really talk much about the track. 3.66 miles long, 18 turns, 37 feet of elevation, 22 pit stalls, fuel windows around 7 to 10 laps here. The average lap time is around a 2:11.4, but we've seen some people get down to the 2:09s. Looking at the point situation, though, the man that I am spectating right now, Sam, he has had a chokehold on this whole field, this whole season, 196 points to his name, over Bryce, who's sitting P2, 127 to his name. He missed out last race, I'm pretty sure. Jalen right now, British native, he is sitting P3 in standings and looking for a brilliant weekend. This weekend, he was fast in practice, but he's looking for that hometown win. Mystic P4 in standings. Zoll P5, Cams, the defending champion, P6, drops down 3 spots after last race at Gateway. King, P7 in standings. Cardi, P8, the Daytona 175 winner. And Dylan, P9, he's in the chase now, moves up 2 spots. Remember, he was on that cut line the past few races. Now he's in the chase, 74, and he's tied with Ace Sprout, though. Ace Sprout also 74. They're both in the chase. Killer Soggy right now, though, sitting P11. He is looking for that final chase spot, as well as Trey, Triple B, Hunter, Chance. I mean, there's a lot of notable names looking to get into the chase, but looking here at the screen, we'll see Sam come to the line to start his lap. He's going to be the leader here. But great day for racing here at Silverstone. Racing qualifying. We'll have qualifying FSS race tomorrow. odd racetrack here sometimes. It's just kind of tight in some corners, we see. But, yeah. By the way, anybody watching, if you have advertisements, you know, there's a new rule here in the Carvana Cup Series. No more overtimes, and there's going to be extended cautions. So what that means here with the cautions is the fact that every single caution, there will be a pit stop. So everybody will have to get grouped up. Everybody will have to do a pit stop, and then after that, we'll be able to go green. So you can't rush it or anything, as Chance and Sonic going side by side. Sonic had a chance last race to win it in CCS, and Chance, he was dominant in FSS last week at Gateway. But going back to that topic with the overtimes and stuff like that, I mean, we'll see long cautions. That means we'll have more downtime and stuff. So that means more time for ads we can play. What's going on, JD? What do we got? Put timer in game. It's not accurate or anything, so don't pay attention to it, but what do we have here?
Back on the topic of Sonic, you know, came really close at Gateway. Unfortunately, spun on the last lap in the final corner, pretty much on the second to last corner. After trying to set it on goal, he was not able to do so. So, could he be able to redeem himself here today at Silverstone?
Yeah, I mean, that's a real question. We'll see some drivers that we don't usually see put on the show here really quick. One of those already, you can't see it on the board. I don't have it up yet. But now looking at the board, Hunter right now sitting P1 with a 2:11.029. That's a pretty quick lap. Again, that's about the average we're going to be seeing here, as he is running in that number 2 Chelsea machine. Don't really see types of schemes that often, but now Hunter running that here this afternoon. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, 2 British drivers, I believe there's 3 British drivers attempting this race. Dell, I believe is one of them. Then we got Jalen and BBB. I don't know if Devin's attempting a race, but yeah, a very great race for those 4 British drivers. You know.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch this afternoon. I'm just so excited for what we'll see this weekend. I just love this track. It just has such a, I don't know, like an aura around it or whatever. It's just so mystical, honestly. It's a great experience. But looking at the points the manufacturer points, sorry. Toyota, they have been on a tear this season. 924 points. That's 814 points over. That's 110 points over Chevrolet. That is a huge gap, and that is a problem for Chevrolet. But also Ford, they are down in the dumps right now. 842 points, and all those points really come from, Freezy, who has performed very well recently. Ross, Zav, they're like, that's their only point scores this season. So, I mean, they are going to have a they are having a rough start to the season, but yeah, got to turn it around.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a terrible season for Ford. You know, a ton of other drivers have been DNQing. The closest they gotten to a win, actually, has been at the Daytona 175 with Mr. Fasty. Unfortunately, late blocking and absolutely wrecking on the final lap. So Ford is trying to get themselves back in the championship talk recently. I mean, with the speed that Friesen's been having and with the ability for us to be able to continue to make some races, it's going to be really tight to see, if Ford could absolutely turn around their performance this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm watching Chance and Sonic go at it on the racetrack right now. Chance used up Sonic a little bit there on the exit of left field. And then something we don't really see as these two go into Maggots and Beckett's own contact made between the two of them. Two friends off the racetrack, but contact on the racetrack there in Maggots and Beckett's. But yeah, talking about that, one thing we don't really see at really any other racetrack that we go to, at least. We'll mostly go to ovals, but these road courses, especially Silverstone, the quarter names, and I mean, I want to go over them as we go through. I think we could ride on board with, what driver do we want to ride on board with? Hunter or Sam? We'll see who has the faster lap here. Let's ride on board with Hunter as we take you through the track name, the corner names coming up into Abbey here. And the farm curve. This is part of like the interior part of the racetrack. Now coming into Village. And then Hunter coming into the left-hander, the loop, as it's named. Coming out of there, easy on that throttle. And then coming up into Amtree here. Using as much as that track as possible down the Wellington Straight under the bridge. Into the heavy braking left-hander at Brooklands. All the way, almost into the grass, I believe, there. Into the right-hander, left field. This is a corner you have to stay hard on the, wait a little bit on the throttle there. Coming out of there, be easy on it. Then coming up into the right-hander, Woodcote. That comes out onto the old pit straight here. You see if you look to your right. And now a very famous corner on this racetrack. Coming into the Cops corner, most famously Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen 2021 incident that happened here. But no incident there for Hunter. Coming into Maggots and Beckett's, the chicane. Got to play with that throttle all the way through. Sam didn't really get through there as well as he wanted to, and now Hunter's going to come to the Chapel curve. Just over here. Now down the hangar straight where during World War II, to the right side, there would have been an airplane hangar, military airplane hangar for the Royal Air Force. Now coming into Stowe corner. Pretty fast corner, 120 miles an hour through there. Now into the Vale chicane. Got to go down to 65 there. Now coming out to Club. Hunter's got a bit of a run, and down the front straightaway he goes down the Hamilton straight. He will go to a time of no improvement there. Mystic's actually up to P2, but yeah, that is the rundown for you here at this racetrack. As around goes Sam! Oh, Sam around! In Abbey! Man, oh man!
Well, big mistake for Sam at number 3. That's going to allow for Hunter to get no one right in front of him, pretty much. It's going to be smooth sailing from him on out.
Yeah, I'm looking back here, though. That Chance, Sonic, Sam, they're all fighting it out on the racetrack. If you look at this timing board right now, though, Mystic sitting P2. I mean, these R&R racing cars, they had a rough start to the season, but they're looking fast. They are looking fast recently. It's been quite an improvement on their season, at least from the start. They had a really big struggle, but now they're kind of picking it up here, and we'll see. Maybe they'll be able to compete more in more of these races. Remember Martinsville, they were good, and qualifying in Gateway, they were also good as well. So.
And absolutely. I mean, we talk about, the struggle R&R Racing had. King after Phoenix had a massive penalty. He's right now 7th in the standings. Would you believe me, BCH?
I mean, he has had a
After Phoenix.
turnaround.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you believe me, BCH, if I told you that after a massive penalty that got King in a negative amount of points, he would be able to make a comeback and get to 7th place in the point standings. That is incredible, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he made the chase last
Oh,
season.
Hunter!
Oh, Hunter going around. What would that be? That's coming into the Vale chicane. And that corner right there. Oh, and I see back there. There goes Chance around in Stowe. Another one going around in Stowe there. That heavy right-hander. It's super quick, but you just can't go quick. But we're going to watch here Chance. You see these bumps down the pit road. I don't know if you guys know about F1 games, but there was a glitch in the F1 games where you could cut pit lane. Always Chance around the pit lane, but you could cut pit lane and gain time on the leader. You could cross the line quicker. But mine Walleye, he put, thinking about that, sorry, he put in a restriction on that. He put bumps in the middle of the pit lane to make sure people don't cut it and gain time, which is a smart move on him, but yeah. 15 minutes to go in the session.
Yeah, about those bumps. I mean, yeah, they are really good, but that could lead to an absolute disadvantage when it comes to the field. Because, well, we're going to be having green flag pit stops later on and caution pit stops when the field is bunched up. Those bumps give you a little bit of air time. So, like, we could see a massive pileup in this race. We do remember in MWRTD2, drivers start piling up, flipping on pit road because of how tight it is. And I have a feeling that this track wouldn't make any difference because it's even more tighter than what we had at Lime Rock.
Yeah, that's a great point there. I mean, Dell goes P2 there on the board, but that is a brilliant point to bring up. I mean, we could be seeing a lot of chaos here on the pit lane. Drivers, I mean, they might have to stay out, not stay out, but separate themselves just to make sure they don't run into each other on the pits. So they got to be smart as Dell going wide there. Sorry, I don't know if you guys hear my voice, but I am very congested, and yeah, it's allergy season. It's coming around here.
Yeah.
And you can 100% hear it in my voice. So yeah, that's a great thing to have. Great to have my allergies really acting up here on the second crown jewel of the season. But yeah, that's real nice.
I had no idea this was a crown jewel. We have 5 crown jewels, people.
Yeah. Well, I made it a crown jewel, and I mean, it really is. It's so prestigious. It's prestigious in F1. It's F1's crown jewel. This is even more special. This is the first time we're going overseas in this league. As Dell pulling off to the side, he's going to let this one by. But, I mean, yeah, this is really something we don't really see overseas. Oh my gosh, I almost just dropped my water in my monitor.
Yeah, we could probably just race at Le Mans if, like, they fix it.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
It would. Sam going up to P2 right now. Mystic's coming out of club. Down the Hamilton straight. He's got going to finish his lap. 377 milliliters left in the tank, and there wasn't any improvement on that lap. See anybody else coming down? I'm through here. Trey out that racetrack there. Sorry about that lag, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since we last saw Trey on a racetrack in the CCS, pretty much. Been struggling throughout this entire year. Had a great finish in the Daytona 175, his best finish of the year so far, and he's looking for, I believe, his first ever win in the Carvana Cup Series.
Oh, Hunter going around there and Stowe. Again, that corner just gets you so easily. just spin on nothing there. It's so rough.
A troublesome corner for these guys right here, it may be a bit concerning, not gonna lie, because of how much chaos we've seen on the road courses this season. We've seen it in the Clash. We've seen it at Circuit of the Americas. So, quite honestly, these drivers got to nail their marks, especially in that corner.
Absolutely. I mean, and the road courses we've seen in the past, they put on the best racing as Chance going into the barriers there in Vale. But they really put on the best racing, or some of the best racing, in this series. It's so fun to watch. But I mean, I think it's one of the best things in the series. And it's so special we get to go to these racetracks. Thank you, Walla, for making these, man. These are so fun to go to these.
Yeah. I hope we could get even more tracks like these. Oh, speaking of which, around goes Mystic in turn number 1. Big spin. He's able to keep it back going, but have to come back on the track. And speaking of Mystic's spin, as you guys noticed, he did slow down in the infield. That is something that makes this track stand out just a little bit because, compared to some of the other things that Walla did, like adding tire barriers and stuff, this causes like even less carnage. Pretty much because you're able to get out of the way and not come back into the rest of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, there's slowdowns here at this racetrack. You can watch Dell and Mystic here going down the Wellington Straight. And I mean, Dell, we haven't really seen him in a while. But he's making his return. He's sitting P3 on the board right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a long time since we last saw Dell in an actual race, pretty much. Last time he qualified was in Martinsville earlier this season, but now he's back here in Silverstone, trying to qualify for, I believe, his home track, if I'm correct.
Yeah, well, I mean, he lived in not Silverstone, lived in the UK originally, but then moved to Atlanta, and I'm pretty sure he's still lives in Atlanta. I'm pretty sure he does. But I mean, he would live in Silverstone, I think, in the UK, and that's where he really met Jalen and all of him and got into the racing and stuff like that. So Dell is the reason why Jalen. You have drivers like Jalen, and we had drivers like Devin and Ewan. I mean, he brought them into the series. So. And Dell, actually, speaking of which, going to P2, 2:10, 4:79. That's a quick lap right there for him. Watching Sam go through Maggots and Beckett's here. Chapel.
Just slide coming in a farm. This time by now down a short straightaway. Here comes down Chapel, I believe. I'm sorry, I think that was the wrong part of the track. Now he's heading to Maggots, this time by Mystic. To head down the Wellington Straight.
Yeah, well, not too much going on right now. These guys staying separated on this racetrack. Hunter's coming into Vale. Remember that number 2 Chelsea machine. It's a new scheme. He's, I think this is the first scheme he's made in a long time, but coming back to the stripe, he will go to no improvement there. It's a 2:14, must have wrecked that lap. Chance sideways. I mean, you see at the top there of Stowe that is such a fast corner, and they have to slow down. And, like, with the elevation, it's like Coda turn 1, almost. It just gets you so sideways because of all the forces acting on you. You're turning right, you're braking, you're just all over the place with the car. Chance going to come back to the line. He is going to not improve there. Still running at 212.
Well, we have noticed this with Gateway, because Stowe is a 90-degree right-hander, but you are able to go a bit more wider than what you would be able to at Circuit of the Americas because of how wide it is. But it's about the ability to brake, because the hanger straightaway is very long. You will gain a ton of speed. And then when you head towards Stowe, you gotta brake really hard and try not to get loose, because these cars are extremely loose. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see, if these drivers are gonna be able to nail that corner during the race.
Yeah, well, the reason why Stowe is just so loose, as we watch Sam here as he's about to enter, but I mean, this track is set up for mostly no elevation whatsoever. I believe this is really just the only elevation on the racetrack here, which is Stowe. Going up the hanger straight, peaks at Stowe, and then you go down towards the Vale chicane. But that's really about the only elevation we see. So the car is set up for, 95% flat racetrack. And then once you get up to that, get up to Stowe, it's just elevation so much more different than the rest of the racetrack. And it just gets you loose. The car just does not want to go. Stay right, and yeah, you could spin out super easily. As now Sam coming out of the loop here.
And on this long straightaway this time by. Now gonna head towards Valley. Okay, now towards Club. And Sam right now able to nail that corner pretty easily. He's gonna go a little bit up the track into the sand. Now heading towards the start-finish line. Well, no, not the start-finish line. Sorry about that.
Well, I mean, he's heading in towards Cops here. That right-hander, we talked about it earlier. It was super. It's super fast. This is one of the fastest corners on the racetrack. And if you push it too much, you could go around easily. And I mean, even here in Maggots and Beckett's, it's so easy to go around if you just push it too hard. You saw those little bumps on the ground, those curbs. But if you get on those just the wrong way, you're going around. As Sam going under the bridge and coming up here into Stowe. We'll see how he takes it this time. There he goes. Nice and clean right there. A little bit wide. Ooh, has to hang on to it there. Coming into the Vale chicane. Final few corners on the racetrack. He comes out of Club. And down the Hamilton Straight. Really wide in that sand, the gravel there. I want to talk about something here. Hunter ran a 209.313. That is a burner of a lap. That's a second faster than Dell. That is extremely quick. So, Hunter, he was fast in practice. Now, running flyers here in qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, gonna be able to nail this corner just barely. Now gonna head down, heading now towards the Village. This time by a very long straightaway. If Sam to be able to hit his marks, he gets ready to come into Brooklands.
Yeah, well, we have 2:50 to go here in the session. See, some drivers need to step it up here, and one of those drivers is the number 26 here of Trey in that Cheddar's machine. He has struggled quite a bit. I don't think a 2:13 is going to do it for him. He has got to run something better. a lot of this field running 211s, 210s, and still no improvement there. I mean, some of these guys here in risk being cut from this race. We have Sonic, almost won last week in risk. King as well. I mean, if everyone's running 211s, high 211s could be the danger zone here this weekend. But definitely, Trey, he is really got to do something different here. This is probably going to be his final lap.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Trey has not had a very great season overall. Career best finish of second, however. Still hunting for his first ever CCS win. And, after Daytona 175, things have absolutely fell apart for the number 26. See if he could be able to make his way up through the field and try to make this race pretty much because, he's desperate for those points. He's right now trying to make the chase pretty much, but if he's not able to make this race, or practically like a lot more races, then I do not know what's going to happen for that number 26 truck, because it could be season over for him.
Yeah, this 26, he's 8 points out right now of the chase, and a lot of the guys in the chase, they were fast this weekend in practice, and if Trey loses, doesn't make this race, and again, issues Maggots and Beckett's for him. But if he doesn't make this race, that is going to be a killer for him and his chase hopes, because right now, I mean, the chase drivers are pretty much complete. I mean, we're seeing who is going to eventually be in the chase at the end of the season after Daytona 2. But we'll see. Can Trey bring it back to the line in time? He's got Sonic right below him there. He's actually going to let him pass. But they should be able to make it back. Chance up and over. Not Chance. That's King up and over. Chance is around. But final laps here. Sonic makes it back.
Barely.
Trey makes it back as well. Hunter's done.
What?
Sam, he's got one more lap here. And that is it. Session is done. Now it's just one last lap here. We Mystic, Trey, Sam now coming down the hanger straight up into the right-hander, fast right-hander of Stowe. He's got to be clean through here. He does go clean through here. Can he beat a 2:10.979? Hunter on pole right now with a 2:09.313 into the Vale chicane. Now coming out of club. Sam is going to come down the Hamilton straight and back to the stripe. His final lap, he will go to no improvement there. Now we have Sonic, Mystic. He is the next car that's going to come around here. He's going to enter Maggots and Beckett's. I don't know if he has a fast lap going right now. We'll see. The guys we have to look at here, Trey and Sonic. Sonic, he is second to last. Trey, he is last, 2 seconds off of what he really needs to be. And he's going to be around. Around he goes. And Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, man. We talked about how big of a problem was going to be. And there we saw it. And now Mystic going really wide there in Stowe. And I don't think this is really going to be the lap he needs. No, it's not. He's going to pull down to the pits. And that is going to do it for group number 1 of qualifying here at Silverstone. We will take a 5-minute break, but right now Hunter on pole with a 2:09.313. We'll be back afterwards after this quick commercial break.
up and drive, 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 drive. Shut up and drive, drive.
And welcome back to qualifying here. Getting ready for Group 2 of qualifying here this afternoon. So far, Hunter on pole with a 2:09.3. He has been really, really quick this whole weekend, but we'll see some quicker drivers here. We saw Dylan in early quali ran a 2:10.696. I think that'll be able to make the race, but drivers getting ready, all of them getting into their cars. Thank you, everybody, joining me this afternoon. Make sure schedule's clear tonight because we're gonna have a fun one. FSS Saturday night. I think this might be one of the first FSS Saturday night races we've done this season, if I'm correct.
Well, I think you did one for Daytona.
Yeah, I think I did there. But yeah. 66 degrees here in Silverstone, 2-mile-an-hour winds, 33% humidity. It's always humid in the UK, according to Jalen, at least. But we're gonna get going here once these guys get their cars spawned. All right, and here we go. Qualifying 2 underway. They're looking at the board. Oh, that's not right. There we go. Looking at the board there, Hunter on pole right now, 2:09.313. Obviously, we can't go to Silverstone without talking about the 2 British guys. That's Jalen Turtle B. Jalen at number 88. Red Bull machine, new scheme he's running this race. And Triple B, obviously, that number 45. NMCS machine running that special livery for this race specifically. Both of them would love to win this race. It's just such a special race for them. Jalen, Trilby, they put in so much work this week to try and best each other and best the whole field. And we'll see if it pay off. As Nick, the leader right now of the group, he's heading to Beckett's here.
I do want to talk about Jalen and Triple B. You know, they were able to do some practice laps, and my goodness, have they shown a lot of pace here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Jalen, Trilby, not unusual to see them quick at the road courses. As Ross around up there.
Oh,
That's in Stowe. And already someone biting the bullet there. That heavy, extremely quick right-hander. I want to talk about the guy right behind Ross right now, though, Freezy. I mean, he is the top forward right now in points. If we look at the point situation, Freezy, 41 points to his name. He has, in the past, been pretty notorious on the racetrack. But, I mean, recently, he has been very, very quick as, Freezy into the barriers, and Abby. Turn one, gonna wait for everybody to go on past. But, I mean, yeah, Freezy has just turned around the whole I don't know what to say, mindscape or whatever, of what people think about him. Before last season, he was really seen as a quite, I don't know, dirty driver on the racetrack, to say the least. But in the past few races, Martinsville, at Gateway, he's been one of the cleanest drivers in the field, and he's been one of the fastest. He has completely turned around, really, his whole Carvana career, and has gone from one of the most hated to a really likable driver on the racetrack. I think it's been pretty interesting to see him go on his rise.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, what a turnaround for the number 44 overall. Showed a ton of pace at Martinsville. Was leading earlier, but unfortunately had a pit. And was battling against the number 1 of Dylan up in the front. With,
Triple B going around there. That's in maggots right there. Gonna let the field by, but IBCS gonna continue there.
Yeah, so talking about Freezing, you know, he's had a lot of pace throughout this entire year. Martinsville was up in the front, unfortunately ended up having a pit because of a either the fuel mileage thing. Race went fully green. Then we got Gateway, you know, amidst all the carnage that happened, he was able to take the lead a few times, lead multiple laps pretty much, was close. Actually, I believe won a stage, if I am correct. No, he did not win a
Wait,
stage.
did he? I forget.
No,
he was
he didn't.
close.
Yeah, he got second and third in both stages. So yeah, he's shown a ton of pace. He's gained a ton of points, and I think he could be a threat, for this chase with the way things have been going.
Yeah, Zab around there in the Vale Chicane, and that number 56, and our water machine. Obviously, his server, Zab Scheme Resource Server, proud partner of the Carvana Cup Series. Zab Scheme Resource Server, best place to get your anything you need with your schemes. But he is one of the other Fords. So he's like one of the 3 Fords actually putting up points this season. As into the barriers he goes in farm. Man. But looking at the board right now, highest driver in this group right now, sitting P5 is Killer Soggy. That 211, 346. And the story of him, last week, he's a new driver this season. He came onto the scene at, I believe, Auto Club. Yeah, came onto the scene at Auto Club, won his first race in the FSS division, instantly got promoted to CCS, and he has ran super, super quick in almost every single race. He's done. As around he goes!
Oh, no.
In Cops! Backs it into the wall. That's a hard hit for him. Good thing he's got 23 minutes to set another lap. But, I mean, Killer Soggy, last race, he had a race that slipped away from him. 2 laps to go. He was leading. Had perfect fuel strategy. Came out of nowhere with his fuel strategy. And was leading. And with the final closing laps of the race, and then obviously the incident last week, the controversy, caution came out for cars being despawned on the racetrack, and he lost that race. Yeah, it just killed his race, unfortunately. But look at this, Jalen now up to P3 there. The 2:10.963. That's a great lap there out of the British driver.
Those drivers you just talked about have had a ton of pace. They've been practicing. We've seen it all week long. You know, one of them could possibly come on top, but not trying to like defend my driver or anything. But I gotta go with Jalen. Honestly, if we had to talk about drivers who are likely gonna win, Jalen's had a lot of speed on the road courses. So much chaos have happened on them for pretty much this entire season. And with the new no overtime policy, it's safe to say that, you know, all he has to do is just keep himself up in the front for practically at least one lap, at least the final lap to be exact.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gotta be clean. I mean, I'm just taking out all the gimmicks. We don't really need overtimes, honestly. Some people question it, but really, you don't need overtimes. Send the race there at the scheduled distance. As Jalen going through Cops. As Ozol around back there in Cops. This is like the 3rd or 4th driver we've seen go around there. And I mean, this is the other extremely fast right-hander as Triple B around in Cops as well. It is a trap on the racetrack. As dangerous or even more dangerous than Stowe. So, I mean, yeah, it is a really, really dangerous area on the racetrack.
Well, you know, we talk about how treacherous turn 9 has been for these drivers. We do know that it's a 90-degree right-hander that could pretty much affect your race because you are reaching high speeds at turn number 8. Because turn number 8 isn't real. In turn number 8, you reach high speeds and you have that long straightaway. So, braking for turn number 9 is going to be tricky because these cars are extremely loose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're all over the place, but I mean, it's what makes driving the cars fun. They are very fun to drive. That's why we went to this racetrack. We've been asking for it for a while now, actually. We finally got it here. Still in the pole, Hunter at that 2:09.913. Going down that Wellington straight. Couldn't muster up anything that second lap there. But Dell, he has made a strong showing this weekend. Hasn't shown up in a while, and now sitting P2 right now. But yeah.
Unbelievable stuff we've seen. You know, it's actually quite shocking, honestly, that Jalen's on the pole. He was the favorite. He's pretty much the favorite coming into today's race after winning about a heavy majority of the CCS road course races from this season and last season. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see. You know, this could possibly be anyone's race because of how hard this track is.
Jalen smacked the barrier there in Maggots, but yeah, I mean, he won at Coda. Won the Coda race. That was quite a chaotic race. And he won a lot of road courses last season. He won Coda last season. He won, what else? Indy RC. He won, I believe, what else did he win? He won a lot of other road courses, I know. I mean, he has been super fast on the road courses. He's always a favorite. And he's always the highlight of the weekend when we go there. Is Jalen smacks the barrier there in Stowe. He's going to go out for another push lap here. But yeah, he's always the spotlight of the weekend whenever we go to these road courses. But ran a 2:15, 2:42 that time around. As I want to talk about, what is it, Ross here. That number 51, that Ford, along with Freezy and Zad, they have been carrying the manufacturer. I haven't really talked about them much, but I mean, Ross won Dover last season, won Watkins Glen. When will his time be this season? That's a real question.
With 2 wins under his belt from last season, and made the chase as well. Pulled off an insane comeback. Was up in the front. Had an advantage to take the points lead after Cams ran out of field in the Southern 500. However, a terrible finish led him to just closing in on the points lead just a little bit. So could this year be the year where Ross completely turns things around?
Yeah, and a lot of people forget how well he did in the chase last season. He was up, I believe, was it P2, P3 as he hits the barriers there on maggots. We've seen a lot of drivers do that this session, but I mean, remember last season in the chase he was up to P3 there, in the chase, and was honestly considered maybe a possibility for the title, but just like you said, Southern 500 ran out of gas. But I mean, maybe he could put up something like that again and carry forward the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ross right now gonna get out of the way. Gonna let BBB right by up towards turn number 9. I believe turn number 9. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Yeah, it is turn number 9 now.
Oh, let me.
Oh, it's lagging.
Sorry about that, guys. Somebody was calling me there. But yeah, board right now, Freezy. Man, we continue to talk about how well he's done recently, and there you see it again. Up to what? P2 there on the board. That was a brilliant lap from him, a 2:10.079, and continues to shock. I mean, yeah, Freezy, he has been on fire this season. He has been, without a doubt, the top 4.
I mean, a very insane comeback by the number 44 car overall. It is going to be interesting to see, if he can be able to pull off a victory in this series.
Yeah, it will be. Still looking through the field right now. Oh, nah, he's coming out of the pits here. He's going out. Some other people haven't talked about Naru yet really much. Got promoted recently, and now trying to get something done here at the road courses, but 2:13.013, it is not looking good for him whatsoever. As Nick comes to cross the line, he will go to, I don't believe there's an improvement there, so yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Naru, over a week ago, he was able to win at Worldwide Technology Raceway in FSS in a thrilling finish. Overall, but man, oh man, unfortunately, things have fallen off for that number 23 car after getting promoted. That's the thing about getting promoted, though, because you do realize how much harder D1 is, because from the look of it, we got drivers who usually practice for a while now, drivers who have been in the series for a long time. It's just absolutely chaotic for D1.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Naru around there in Stowe, but I mean, yeah, the talent level from FSS to the Cup Series, it is quite a jump. It really just is. You can run P1 in FSS, and then you find yourself what? I mean, you could find yourself P10 in the Cup Series. It is a huge difference in the pace, since, I mean, everybody can race FSS. And that's really where the talent is defined and separated. But Cup Series, the top level, it is competitive. It is one of the more competitive leagues out there.
Yeah, speaking of which, I mean, I do need to talk about Zaf real quick, because it shows how competitive what happens, if you kind of feel like CCS is kind of a bit more competitive. Because really, Zav last season made the chase. Unbelievable that I'm saying this, but now, unfortunately, is on a part-time basis in the Carvana Cup Series and is full-time in the Frontier Secondary Series. Because he says he wants to gain a bit more practice. That's how hard CCS is, folks. You rise, but you also fall. Pretty much as I said about Dav. So, yeah.
I mean, and Zav, I mean, he's been a journeyman his whole career. I mean, he's been all over the place. He's had some success, but really hasn't had much as he goes into the wall in turn 1, flipping, man.
Goodness.
I don't know what happened there, but I mean, he's been a journeyman, really, his whole career. He's been all over the place, up and down. He's had some success, but I mean, really, he's just always hasn't really been looking for P1 most of his career. But I mean, now dropping down to FSS full time.
Oh, and around goes Dole in the tire bearers in turn number 1. They get the car back going, I believe. I believe that's Dole with that ace crap.
I believe that was Soul then. Yeah, that drop down for Zav and FSS could really help him quite a bit. We haven't really seen how much. Another thing, recently, Oof dropping down to FSS. He can still race full-time in Cup, just like Zav. He can race full-time in Cup, but also he could race full-time FSS too, like Zav. He has that option, and I mean, we'll see how well he can do. If you remember Oof's situation, he's super laggy. And really on Sundays, he is the laggiest for some reason. But Oof dropped down to FSS. We'll maybe see if he could do something better. He's been really quick to qualifying in the past, but race pace hasn't been the best. Maybe that can change now.
And that's the thing I love about FSS. Not only does it help, build up the talent that we see in the CCS nowadays, but also it helps drivers gain more experience on the track itself. Week in, week out, we have 2 races each week in this league. One in FSS, one in CCS, both usually on the same track. Last season was completely different because they were alternating tracks for like 8 out of the 9, not 8 out of 9, the 7 out of the 9 races they had. So pretty much, it allows for these CCS drivers to gain more experience about the competition, how it feels to be in a more competitive environment in the track, on the racetrack.
Yeah, and I mean, well, FSS last season, the reason why didn't really go to the same tracks last season is because it was started really late in the season. We only had 10 races there because we started late in the season. Early in the season last season, we didn't have a need for CCS because we were still a pretty small league, about 100 members. We only had about 100 members when we had the Daytona 500. Then come about halfway through the season, had about like 300, 400 or so. But still didn't really need that, didn't have that much of a need for a lower division, but we started thinking about it at that point, and then finally put it in place with the final 10 races of the season, along with the chase. Didn't race the same tracks though. We wanted to do more skillful tracks so we can, push people and promote people to CCS. But now this season, it's on par. So we're doing the full schedule with FSS. We might skip some weekends that CCS isn't doing, but most of the time it's going to be on the same schedule. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with more races, that does allow for FSS drivers to get a feel about, trying to show up week in and week out. It puts just a little bit more pressure on these guys, and how they'll be able to get back. Go,
what?
huh?
Are you allowed to go backwards, on your out lap and start your quali lap?
What?
No, why?
You're allowed to in the pit lane, go backwards and then exit on the racetrack and start your lap.
No, why? What?
Because we're not sure if it's allowed. There's nothing in the rules about it.
Okay, I'll allow it for this since it's not in the rules, but from now on, after this race, then
Okay.
because that's just not fair then if it's not in the rules. But yeah, and we did have a recent rules update, a huge revamp to the rules, and yeah, I mean, before the rules were kind of, I don't know, not. They were kind of up to date, but they weren't really clear on a lot of things. But now they are super clear. Obviously, still always be changing and everything. But yeah.
So we're getting ready to close out qualifying here. We'll reach about 4 minutes to go here in Silverstone for qualifying. 14 drivers gonna be lucky and be able to make the race for tomorrow. So let's see who's gonna make it in. I have a feeling Jalen's gonna be able to possibly gain a run. Well, possibly not. He could be able to start a bit higher, but it depends. He's right now, 5th on the qualifying board. Hunter first, Friesen second, and Killer Soggy third, Delph fourth, and Jalen fifth.
Yeah, well, Jalen, I mean, if he wants to get to the pole, he has to step it up. He isn't really super quick, but Killer Soggy, he put up a brilliant lap right there. That number 77. Again, the pace we see, and this is kind of what we might see a lot this season. Hunter, I mean, he's P1, he's super good at these road courses. But Freezy and Killer Soggy, two young guys. I mean, Killer Soggy isn't young. He's like 20 years old, but Freezy, he's a young guy. Two drivers we haven't really seen a lot race. And now they are at top of the board. They're one of the fastest there is. But Jalen now, there he went. He stepped it up. He went up to a 2:10.029, and that was what we were looking for right there. And at number 88 Red Bull machine, Jalen now up to P2 right behind Hunter. But Hunter still like 7/10 over. He is an insane gap to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's very shocking, honestly, how fast of a lap Hunter was able to pull out and he pull up. And he has to pray that in the next over 2 minutes that he does not end up getting passed by Jalen. That he hopes that Jalen does not get a faster qualifying time than him, because he still has like a ton of time left to put up, I believe, 2 more laps.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got 2 more laps left in him here. This will be interesting to watch. I think we're going to be staying on board with him for his final lap. But, oh, nigh into the wall there. That's in left field. That right, long, sweeping right-hander. But there you see Jan. He's going to have another shot to get into this race. It's now if it's time, you need to put down a good lap. Here is coming back to the stripe here with Ross. It'll be interesting to see who can make it back in time. Ross is fine. Janet's fine. Those will be their final laps. Freezy, he's on that final lap. Zab's super sideways. They're coming to the cops. Nick, he's got a final lap. There's Jalen. So he'll have... This is his final lap. 2:10.029 is his best lap right now. Can he do 7/10 faster? That's the real question. Looking back throughout the rest of the field there. Nah, he's coming back through the Vale chicane. I think he should be able to make it back in time. It'll be close. He's got Triple B behind him.
Looks like it's Triple B. 3, 2, 1, and he misses it. Oh no.
Yeah, misses it there. Triple B 2:13.329. That's going to be it for him. But now looking here at Jalen, can he go to pole? We're going to focus on him. Remember the Indy RC in the fall last season, he put on a brilliant lap on the final lap of qualifying. Can he do it again? He's been known to be good under pressure. Jalen through cops now. Flat out here, giving it his all. Laying it all out on the line, coming here out of Beckett's into the Chapel curve. Can he get 7/10 faster than Hunter? He's looked very good so far. Jalen up and to the right. Right-hander here at Stowe. Sideways, pushing it to the limit. Jalen coming back in the veil. Out of club. Jalen, can he get to the pole? 2:10.029 was the best before, and he won't be able to do anything better. But Killer Soggy, he goes around. We'll see Nye. Can he improve? Remember, he barely made it to the line. And we'll see Killer Soggy. And Nye coming back to the stripe. He will go to a 2:14 there. So that is going to do it here for qualifying. So Hunter's on the pole right now.
Interview me.
Hold on, I got to go AFK real quick. I'll be right back.
You're Mike. RPC.
My grandma was here, bro.
Hey, your grandma.
All right.
Yo.
Well, that is going to do it for qualifying. My grandmother brought food. I want to go eat it now. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That is going to do it for qualifying. Hunter on pole, a blistering 209.313. Jalen P2. Freezy P3. Killer Soggy P4. Zol P5. I believe Dylan P5. And then... No, Dylan is P6, sorry. Dell is P5. So, yeah. I mean, that is going to do it here for qualifying today. Thank you so much, everybody who watched, and I will see you tonight.